Breyer joins us now from Rostov-on-Don. So, Breyer, what are you seeing near the border?
Well, Andrew, President Vladimir Putin says Russian lawmakers have given him the green light to send so-called peacekeepers into Ukraine. But one look at the arsenal that's built up around the border, and it's clear that Russia is preparing for war.
In the village of Pokrovskaya, this has become the backdrop to everyday life. Residents tell CBC News that heavy artillery has been moving through this community for weeks. They're loaded up onto trains by soldiers and head out towards Ukraine. Even with the signs of a looming war rolling through the center of town, some still aren't convinced it will happen. I don't see any sense in taking Ukraine, this woman says. For what? But others say what's happening now is the unfinished business from 2014, when Russia seized Ukrainian territory. They should have just kept going in 2014, this man said. They should have just gone straight to Odessa and then Kiev immediately. The country appeared to take one step toward trying to seize a bigger piece of Ukraine. Russia is not only recognizing the separatist regions of Donetsk and Luhansk as independent, but also their land claims, which extend far beyond what they currently control. They want the entire Donbas region, which includes the major Ukrainian port city of Mariupol. I want to emphasize this, Putin said, that all the controversial issues will be resolved during the negotiations between Kiev authorities and the leadership of these republics. But he added that Russia would be willing to use the military to help them fight for it. In Donetsk, a few celebrated by waving the Russian flag. But many continued with their daily routine, even as the worry hangs heavy around them. It's such a bleak environment at this moment, this young woman says. I don't know how good the decision is and if it will lead to peace.
So, Breyer, are there any other signs from the Russian side of what their next move might be and when?
Well, Andrew, Russia has announced that it's withdrawing its diplomats from Ukraine. And when you watch the state media shows here, they really portray this as a crisis that Russia has no choice but to respond to. They talk about how the Donbas region should be, quote, returned to Russia. And broadcasters have even said that Ukraine will have to make peace with the separatist republics or make peace with the Russian army.
Breyer Stewart, thank you very much. Now, we're going to link up with Margaret Evans in Kiev because, Margaret, Russia's moves obviously have the world's attention. But can we talk about the Ukrainian government's reaction?
Well, the latest thing here on the ground, Andrew, is that the President Volodymyr Zelensky has actually called up reservists. Not a general mobilization, but he's saying he wants to make sure that the Ukrainian army is as fully flexible as possible. He's also been talking about the economy, saying there needs to be an incentive for local production, and he's been encouraging foreign companies to actually stay in Ukraine, not to leave. He hasn't been happy with the embassies that have left, including the Canadian embassy, moving their operations to Lviv. That is a city closer to the Polish border.
And what about the reaction from Ukrainians themselves?
Well, you know, people here have been trying to put on a brave face, and they'll say, look, we're used to Vladimir Putin. We've already had a war on our eastern flank for 8 years. We don't want to get too exercised because that will actually play into his hands. Talking people today, you get a sense that that speech on Monday from Vladimir Putin questioning Ukraine's independence has people re-evaluating that sense of calm. Take a listen to this.
I'm very worried. Actually, I was not worried 3 or 4 days ago, but now I'm very worried. I hope somehow the West, the world can stop him.
That gives you some sense of uncertainty that people have here, that Ukraine could actually stand on its own without help from the West.
Margaret Evans in Kiev tonight. Thank you.